Hi everyone, I wish to have a good day to you all, and I welcome you all to this video lecture on a guide to design a research poster. At first, I would like to show you some different types of posters. Here the first one. This type of marketing posters were seen by you at different places. And this also another marketing poster which promotes a film. Apart from these types, you may think this is also another poster. But remember, these are not real posters but mind maps. By the way, you may call this as somewhat posters. Actually, I took these posters from our students, and these mind maps were designed and created by them for another course. The real reason behind showing these posters is to realize the difference of academic research posters from the other types of posters or mappings like this. I have seen some of the students have mixed up their academic research posters with other types of posters. So remember that there are several components are necessary to be included in a research poster. Later we will look at those components. Before that, I want to show you some good research posters which I have collected from our past students. From these examples, you can identify some common components, and those are necessary to be included in a research poster. Before moving to next part, I want you to pause this video and think what are the necessary components of a poster. Okay, now let's identify the necessary components of a research poster. I am using examples taken from the previous images that I have shown to you before. Starting from the top of the poster, there should be a header, an introduction, methodologies, results and discussion, and the conclusion. These are the necessary components need to be included in a poster. Apart from them, you are free to add other components like abstract, references, literature review, acknowledgement, and so on, as you need to express your research project to others. Remember that there are no restrictions or limitations to add information to a poster. But what expected from a poster is the viewers should understand the whole research project through the poster. Meanwhile, remember that the creativity also add a nice flavor to a poster. Let's discuss the components briefly. The header should include three things: the research project, title, authors' names, and affiliations of the authors. An affiliation is the institute or organization where the authors are belongs to. The title can be written using either uppercase letters or title case letters. That means first letter of all words are in uppercase and the other letters are in lowercase letters. But remember, the case requirement depends on the hosting authority. The name list of the authors is the second part of the header component. You may include names of the all authors of the research project. Names of the supervisors can be included as the authors with the consent of them. Usually, we follow the tradition of mentioning the names of the supervisors as authors in the author name list, but at the last place. An asterisk symbol is used to mention the corresponding author or authors of the research. Also, superscript numbers are used to denote or to make link to affiliation mentioned below the author's name list. If all authors are coming from the same institute or same organization, there is no necessity to mention the superscript number. Instead of that, you may write just the affiliation. Here I have shown two examples of header components. In addition to above parts of the header components, you are free to use the logos of your affiliation. In that case, logo of your organization, logo of your department, logo of your hosting authority might be used. The writing template, font size, font cases would be prescribed by the hosting authority. Great. Let's move to the next component. The introduction component includes merely an introduction to your research project. It may consist of a project summary, what is your project about, aims and objectives of the research. Keep remember, there is no limitation to add content to these components. That means not only this but also the other components. You are free to add any content which elaborate your research project. The creativity and organizing skills are coming forward on this time. You may use images, graphics, clip arts and whatever that describe your research project. Here I have shown 3 examples of introduction component. As you could see, these 3 examples posters have used different content in their introduction components. In one example, they have mentioned their problem statements and the project objectives, whereas the other example shows their goals, problems and their resolution for the problems. Also, a related works selections can be included in the introduction part. Alright, let's know the third component, methods. There is no limitation or restriction on what you want to show on methods component. The purpose of this component is to explain the steps of the process of your research project. You may use flowcharts, diagrams, graphics, structural designs, texts, or many things to describe how your final outcome or product works. Here, the given 3 examples elaborate their processes in different ways. Great. Let's move to the next component. To show your results and to discuss them, you may use different techniques. Tables, graphs, charts, images, percentages, text, and many things will help you on that. But what desired from this component is to describe what you obtained as the result, how and why you get that exact results. You are free to assemble this component in any style. And again, remember, try to add most important information only. The next component and last important component is conclusion. So let's move to the last part. You can conclude your research project and write the conclusion as a paragraph. Or else, you may use point style to highlight the important information and findings of your research. In addition, the limitations and future works also could be included in this section. Remember, you are not limited to write what you want, but the most important information only. The given 3 examples have concluded their projects in 3 different ways. Apart from the above major components, you may include abstract of your research, references, literature review, acknowledgement, future works, and many other elements of a research paper or a dissertation to a poster. Subdividing major components into several components is also possible. In the given examples, the methodology includes another sub-element called system overview. Up to now we have discussed component of a poster. Now let's discuss several general instructions to follow when you are designing a poster. There are different sizes of research posters being used around the world. Usually a zero size is used commonly, that is 841 mm by 1189 mm. There are two orientations of research posters. They are portrait and landscape. Usually, portrait is the most prescribed orientation which is in the use. Usually, the title is shown at the top of the poster, but there is no requirement to do so. 48 point to 60 point size of the font are prescribed to use for the title as well as for the headings also. The text in the content should be minimum of 24 points or in font size. As the best practice, use uppercase lettering only for headings and do not use only uppercase in the general content of the poster unless it is required. The figures and the tables should consist of short headings and the figures legends should be short but informative. Also, figures should be no smaller than 12 centimeters by 18 centimeters in order to view at the distance of 2 meters. Remember, the poster should be easily readable at a distance of 2 meters. As the final instructions, remember the understandability of your poster depends on your organizing and creativity skills. You are free to add any content to your poster, but add most important information only. Hope you could understood the points I have discussed so far. Thank you for watching this video lecture session. Have a good day. See you later.